Hi, my name is Josh, and I will be telling you about endorsements. So, endorsements are ways to explore areas and interests in high school before you need to find a job. Like, for instance, if you wanted to be like an engineer, you would take the STEM endorsement, and you could learn about engineers in that pathway before you get to college and decide to be an engineer. So, it's actually a great thing. Endorsements are. So first up, let's go to the Coppell ISD website, and it's coppellisd.com/chs. And once you get there, you're going to go scroll down, go to registration, and 9th and 10th graduation plans 2015-2016. And once you click on that, document should come up, and it should all the 5 endorsement areas for Coppell High School, not New Tech. So, and high school and New Tech are different. So here we have all the endorsements, and we have business industry right here, and has business, marketing, and arts, AV Tech, comms. We have arts and humanities, which is pretty much some electives that you have. STEM is engineering, computer science, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Public services, you have health science, and you can work an internship in that period, so that's always fun, skipping school. And education, so that's like going to different schools and like helping kids teach, like Ready Set Teach. And multidisciplinary, and that's leadership, corps, 9th grade, and liberal arts, AP Scholar, and IB diploma program. Next up is STEM, which stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, in case you didn't know. So what you do in STEM is not worksheets at all. It's very engaging. You're faced with a problem that you have to solve. You can do really fun things outside of school, like build a solar-powered car, and you have to find your own sponsors. And it's just a really fun class endorsement to begin with. So the next cluster is fine arts, and it's probably one of the most engaging activities you can do. It's very time consuming. There's band, percussion, all of those fun things. You have dance and theater, and you also have art. And you can do different languages, like Latin or Spanish or anything like that. So that's always fun and time consuming. So you better like what you do and stick with it. And you can't just join in on band unless you want to carry the instruments. So you can start in choir anytime you want, and art too. But there are some requirements you have to do band. Business and industry is probably the biggest cluster there is. There's so much to do. Arts, AV, communications, newspaper, yearbook, KCBY, debate, graphic design or illustration, animation, and there's just so much to do. Entrepreneurship, social media, entertainment, marketing dynamics, sports. There's just so much. You can't even keep track of it all. So it's a very big endorsement. The different pathways are not all of them. So if you want to do one pathway, you don't have to do the other. It's completely different. So if you are interested in if you're like the techie, then you'd have a lot of fun in this. Illustration, animation, graphic design. If you like putting together a newspaper every week, newspaper would be very fun. There's yearbook too, that goes along with newspaper. There's debate, if you like debating and arguing with people. So, business industry, probably the biggest cluster. There's a big transition from business and industry to multidisciplinary. It's the smallest cluster, and I would recommend doing that because it's also the easiest if you're not sure what endorsement you want to do. So it's really small, by the way. I'm not sure if I said that. I did. There's leadership courts and a along with that, there's also liberal arts, an AP, scholar, and IB program. IB diploma program. So that's just a very small cluster if you're interested in any of those things. The next cluster is public service. It's a very big cluster as well, but New Tech does not have it. So if you want to do this, then do not go to New Tech. In health science, which is probably the main thing along with the other one, education, you can actually do a lot of things. CNA or EMT certification, practice in health science to medical internship. So you can go and work as like a nurse or a nurse assistant or a doctor's assistant. Very fun and time consuming. And so if you would want to be a doctor someday, you could do health science. Also, there is education, and you can go to different schools and you can go teach there with the teacher. So it's Ready, Set, Teach, something like that. If you're interested in helping all the little kids, they like it, and you get to, it's a block period, so it's 2 periods combined, so you get to go there for a longer time. So next school we have New Tech. We finished all of the endorsements for Coppell High School. And New Tech pretty much has the same endorsements except for that public service endorsement that they do not have. So they have the same endorsements, but what makes it different is the different just pathways they have in endorsement. Sorry, it took me a little bit. So you go to New Tech Rookies at www.coppellsc.com/newtech. In 9th and 10th grade course guide 2015-16. Okay, here we go. Alright. New Tech High at Coppell. Alright. It's near the bottom, by the way. So, here are the endorsements. Yep. Here are the endorsements. Business and industry, and they're saying STEM, arts and humanities, and multidisciplinary. That's the only 4, and they are all different. And you can earn an endorsement other than just signing up for it. So, I forgot to mention that, but it's the same for both. And it shows it here. Even on the Coppell thing. So, that's it. Big question here. If you do not like your endorsement, you can change. Only once, though. But for the rest of the time, you have to keep that. So, say you have the endorsement public service right here, but at the end of your 9th grade year, it's not what you thought it would be. So you decide to take STEM instead. That will work. However, you have to stick with STEM for the rest of the time you're in high school. So you might as well pick an easy one or one that you like. Another big question is, you can get more than one endorsement. Correct, you can, but you have to work for it. So, say, I'm not saying this is true, I haven't looked, but for the STEM, and they're listed on those files I showed you that had all the endorsements on them. But say if you wanted the STEM endorsement instead of like a public service, or you wanted the public services and STEM, so you would go and do an honors or honors or pre-AP or IB class, and those are really hard, and you'd get credits for it. And so when you got like enough credits, say, you could get the STEM endorsement.